And who is fighting against that imperialism? Not Soekarno only, not Soekarno alone, not the Indonesian nation alone, but there are other forces in the world which are also fighting that imperialism. The new emerging forces.
Hai kawan, video kali ini tentang Bung Karno, yang juga sebagai Founding Fathers Republik Indonesia. Bagaimana hubungan Bung Karno dengan negara-negara barat, utamanya Amerika Serikat?
I am the son of a people or a nation which has suffered from colonialism for 3 centuries and a half. It's not a short time, 350 years about. Now, look here. Our experiences were not very agreeable. I said in the United Nations several years ago that imperialism is not yet dead, it is only dying. But it's not yet dead. And I personally, God willing, I shall keep on fighting imperialism. Because we have experienced it 350 years. What it means to be colonized, what it means to be a colony, to be a nation of coolies and a coolie amongst nations, to be a nation which was not even allowed to have a name for his nation. Yeah, we were prohibited, forbidden to pronounce our own name, Indonesia. Now today, I address the leaders of nations and the builders of nations. But indirectly, I speak also to those you represent, to those who have sent you here, to those who have entrusted their future to your hands. I greatly desire that my words shall strike an echo also in those hearts, in the deep heart of humanity, in that great heart from which has been brought so many shouts of joy, so many cries of sorrow and despair, and so much love and laughter. Today it is President Soekarno who addresses you. But more than that, though, it is a man, Soekarno, an Indonesian, a husband, a father, a member of the human family. Imperialism is not yet dead. People sometimes say imperialism and colonialism is dead. No, imperialism is not yet dead. It is dying. Yes, the tide of history is washing over its battlements and undermining its foundations. Yes, the victory of independence and nationalism is certain. Still, and mark my words well, the dying imperialism is dangerous as the wounded tiger in a tropical jungle. I tell you this, and I am conscious of speaking now for my Asian and African brothers. The struggle for independence is always justified and always just. those who resist that irresistible onward march of national independence and self-determination are blind. Those who seek to reverse what is irreversible are dangerous to themselves and to the world. Until these facts, and they are facts, are recognized, there will be no peace in this world and no release of tension. I appeal to you, please place the authority and the moral power of this organization of states behind those who struggle for freedom. Do that clearly, do that decisively, do that now, do that, and you will gain the full and wholehearted support of all men of goodwill. Do that now, and future generations will applaud you. I appeal to you, to all members of the United Nations, move with the tide of history. I tell you that then the situation became positively dangerous. I tell you in all seriousness, the situation in West Irian is a dangerous situation, an explosive situation. It is a cause of tension, and it is a threat to peace. General Nasution is not responsible for that. Our soldiers are not responsible for that. Soekarno is not responsible for that. Indonesia is not responsible for that. No, the threat to peace springs directly from the very existence of colonialism and imperialism. Remove those checks to freedom and emancipation, and the threat to peace disappears. Eradicate imperialism, and the world becomes immediately and automatically a cleaner place, a better place, a more secure place. Build the world fit for the dreams and the ideals of humanity. Break now with the past, for the day is at its dawning. Break now with the past, so that we can justify ourselves with the future. I pray God Almighty will bless and guide the deliberations of this assembly. I thank you all.
That they come on a mission of peace. And we want them to know that the people of this country share their great desire that the problems which disturb the tranquility of the world be settled in a peaceful manner, in a manner which represents the desires of the people who are involved to live their own lives in freedom, a peace which is real, which permits an orderly settlement of difficult problems, a peace which represents the basic aspirations of people everywhere, a matter of such great importance, quite rightly to the people who met in Yugoslavia, to live out their own lives in the way they choose.
Our task is to communicate the thoughts and concerns of the Belgrade Conference to you, Mr. President. Our thoughts and concerns about the present situation in the world.
mantan senator Edward M. Kennedy, yang juga adik dari Presiden John F Kennedy, memberikan kesaksian akan kedekatan Bung Karno dan John F Kennedy dalam sebuah surat. Surat Edward M. Kennedy ditulis dalam bahasa Inggris, kami terjemahkan dalam bahasa Indonesia dengan menyertakan surat asli.
That will startle mankind by its freshness, its frank recognition of objective reality, its resolution to grapple with world problems, its determination to cut the Gordian knots strangulating international relations at the present time.
The resolution of the Belgrade Summit meeting was to send 4 senior delegates to Moscow and Washington. Soekarno and Detak were assigned to Washington to deliver a message, appeal for peace, to President John F Kennedy of the USA. Whereas Nehru and Burma were assigned to Moscow to deliver similar message. The purpose was to reduce the Cold War tension which disturbed the world peace.
On the 1st of September, there was an air of excitement in the streets of Belgrade and in front of the Federal Parliament building where the conference was to take place. The delegates assembled in the conference hall decided that in the present situation they should give their immediate attention to the following questions: the general situation in the world, the establishment and strengthening of international peace and security, respect for the right of nations to self-determination.
Semoga video ini bermanfaat. Jangan lupa subscribe, like, dan nyalakan notifikasinya.
Mais que l'on sache que nous avons dû faire face à de multiples tentatives impérialistes.
The 25 heads of delegations were unanimous in their appraisal that the question of war or peace was not a matter concerning the great nuclear powers alone. In view of the threat which nuclear armament presented to the world as a whole, this question was one concerning all nations and every individual.
World policy in world affairs.
We cannot, in my view, rely on the haphazard form of consultation which we have employed in the past.
All the problems having been comprehensively reviewed, the heads of the delegations met in closed sessions in the building of the Federal Executive Council to draw up the final documents, a statement on the dangers of war and an appeal for peace, and the declaration of the heads of state and government of the non-aligned countries. These two documents, written in simple but impressive words, appeal to the world to join the common struggle for the preservation and consolidation of peace and for the settlement of all burning problems by way of negotiations.